All right.
So it's kind of crazy. It hasn't quite been a year since we started this, but the outfit has come full circle because I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I was wearing when I started taking apart this.
Actually, I'm pretty positive this is what you were.
Maybe down to the pants even. I found out I made these into car working jeans even. I found out I made these into car working jeans.
That's hilarious.
So, not intentional, but you know, I tend to destroy the same shirts over and over again. So, exciting. We're finally getting to this after a really long time and a lot of mistakes and a lot of time at the machine shop and collecting parts and pulling engines I didn't need and a whole lot of crap to get to this point. But this is a VG30 block sitting in this bag here. It's been refreshed completely, gone to the machine shop. I mean, it's got everything new. As soon as I get it out, we'll review all the things that were done, but it's been a long time culminating up to this point. We're finally ready. As you saw in our last video, we got the heads done. So let's get the long block assembled at this point. So without further ado, I'm going to struggle to open this bag. Also, there's been a tear in this bag this entire time.
Oh,
so
no shit, really?
It doesn't look like it's caused any problems.
Yeah.
Though. Okay.
Wait, so do you remember like what the date was when we first?
It was sometime in March. It may have been February. I'm not sure. It was hot. I remember it was already warm.
Yeah, it's beautiful out today.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day in Florida. So.
Good luck, everybody else.
Sorry, guys. Hearts go out to those in Texas. But we're working on a VG30 here.
Come on, man. You ever opened up a bag before?
No, I don't want to tear the bag because we're going to try to get as much done today as we can. Because I want to get the engine sealed up. It's just going to live out here. But I may need the bag again, so I've done a nice tie and then I zip tied it to make sure that would. Well, I was trying to prevent crap from getting in here, but looks like I torn the bag a little. It's alright. There we go.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Alright. Say hello to a nice refreshed VG. Ooh, buddy. She is purty. So, we're luckily able to get away with just honing the block. We didn't have to bore it or anything. So they hot tanked the whole block. I've got brand new freeze plugs. Did a nice cylinder hone. They cleaned up my pistons. We'll show you that in a little bit. But she's real purty. I mean, it's not perfectly cleaned up, but you have, you know, 35 years of oil and crap that you'll never be able to get off even with a good hot tanking.
No, it looks pretty good.
But we're going to end up painting the block. We're just going to go ahead and get the long block assembled so it'll be easier to mask it up. The last thing we want is to get any sort of adhesive from the tape on our mating surfaces for the heads. So we did deck the block as well. Here.
Yeah, can you flip it over?
Oh, yes. Look
so
at
fresh
that.
and so clean.
So fresh, so clean. Yeah, so they decked the head, it all cleaned up, straighten it. Yeah, man, it's beautiful. When I first pulled this out, you see all the layers of gunk in it. You never think it's going to be this clean again, but all it takes is just a little bit of
money
and time, and whatnot. So yeah, look at that. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Really, just getting the block open here. So because the first thing we're going to do is start with installing the crank. So,
right.
We flip it back over. When they were honing the block, they had to keep the main
bolts.
The main brace, basically.
Yeah.
Kept here. So we're going to remove this, and we're going to check the bearing clearances for
You have new main bolts?
Yep, we got new main bolts
nice.
right there.
Sweet.
Luckily, they finally... I don't think it was courtesy parts. I got those from the Z store. They finally started carrying some Z31 main bolts. Like just in time for me. It was a brand new product, basically. So it was timed out really well. So yeah, we're gonna get the main brace over here, or the main cap. I don't even know what you really call it. It's like a girdle basically.
Yeah.
So I don't have individual main caps on this engine. So we'll get the girdle off, and we'll take you inside and get the crankshaft cleaned up, because that's been sitting on my kitchen table since November.
Yep.
But it's been oiled and temperature controlled, so it's looking real pretty. I just want to get all the crap off of it before we bust out the plastic cage. So yeah, we'll set up the cameras. We'll take you along for the ride.
Cool.
Did you? Oh, that is. Those are
not tight.
Not torqued. Not surprising.
There it comes. You should get the other side now. There we go.
All right, so if you guys recall from a video, I don't know, mid last year when I was working on my timing job, you know that I made a very bad mistake. And while I was trying to remove the timing gear from the snout of the crank, I ended up drilling into where the front main seal actually seats. So ruining my crankshaft, basically. So I mulled over a lot of different scenarios, trying to figure out what to do about the crank. You know that I pulled that VG30. I ended up not using that.
Because it was junk.
Yeah, it was in far worse shape than my engine. My engine was really beautiful in comparison. So really the only problem with my engine was the crank that I had now ruined. So what I ended up doing was getting a crankshaft on eBay that looked like it was in really good shape. Well, once I got it to my machinist, he said that one of the main journals was slightly out of round, just a hair. But because you could risk like oil thrusting because of that, I basically had to make a decision. I could either continue down the path of trying to find a crankshaft that was still completely in round.
Just keep buying them.
Just keep buying them and taking the risk. We tried to pull one time just to see, because would have only been like $70.
And then it started pouring.
Yeah, and then
we made it into
down.
a TikTok.
Yeah, we use that clip for a TikTok later. I can't use normal ass safety goggles because my brow is too pronounced and I still get shit in my eye.
How much longer you got under there?
I got all of them.
Now the goggles make sense.
So eventually, after running it on some guys on the Facebook groups, I just decided to go ahead and have the crank ground. I know it's not the ideal situation, but I'm not aiming to run really high horsepower in this car. I really just want to get it back on the road. So if I can get to 300, between 300 and 350, I think it should be fine. So I went ahead and had it ground. We only went 0.25 under across all journals, so that's the mains as well as the rod journals too. And went to a machinist up in where was it, Hudson, Florida?
Hudson, yeah.
I did a lot of driving to get this engine back together, but he did a good job. So it's been sitting on my kitchen table since November. He had WD-40'd all the journals, and it's been in a temperature control environment here. So it still all looks pretty, but it's been sitting here collecting dust for a while. So I'm going to take some time to get all the journals clean before we begin the process of actually testing our bearing clearances, which I've got some ACL Z32 race bearings here. For 0.25 oversized since we had ground the crank. So we got those and the connecting rod bearings as well, which we'll get into a little bit later once we start looking at the pistons. So yeah, let me get this cleaned up and then we'll get back out to the block. About the same order, because I assume
they're in order. Boom.
Uppers, lowers.
Cool.
Let's go put it in. Go put it in the engine.
Almost.
Alright, let's go check some clearances.
Kind of crazy.
Alright, so we'll get the top bearings in. I'll probably clean these after I've already done. Actually, they're very, I mean
it's been in
it was literally hot tanked
and then put right in a bag. Yeah.
So that's correct. Nice. No.
From the kitchen to the streets.
Yeah, like that's almost oversized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one needs to come out and go here.
I'm sure they're just packaged that way so that...
Yeah.
Alright, we need to put this back down.
Yeah.
Hey, these are things we're learning.
Yep. That's fit. Take two.
Yep.
It takes two to make things go right.
Yeah.
It takes two to make sure you get proper oiling.
Yeah. Whoop.
Can you help?
My glove is caught.
Your glove is caught?
Yeah.
This is why you don't wear gloves.
Just trying to... Right.
Is that all the way down on the side? See, now there's definitely better spacing.
Question is whether it's all the way down on this side.
I don't think it's all the way down on this side. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, okay.
That looks correct.
Alright, cool.
Yep. Okay.
Alright, so you wanna...
Recording?
Yeah.
Alright, so after a bunch of tiny, minute cuts, we finally have the main bearing pieces of plastic gauge in place. So, I've cleaned this a number of times. And we should be good. So, I'm going to grab the main cap, the main girdle.
I'm gonna try and tap this side. Oh, yeah, that's working for sure. Hell yeah. Yeah.
Probably
You're
just
good.
take some force.
Yep. Just little baby taps. Nice. Very nicely done. Sweet. Alright. Well, that worked, much to my amazement, surprisingly well. So we're about to see.
Yeah, 0.028, 0.055.
Right, 0.028 to 0.055.
Yep.
You've got the ruler.
We've looked at... That's probably about what it is, right?
0.051 looks like.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's either the 0.038 or 0.051, but that is both in tolerance.
Yeah.
I think it's
Oh
the
yeah, it might be closer
0.038.
to the 0.38.
Yep.
You can move your head a little bit. I'll make sure that I get this in there.
Alright, so...
Alright, so yeah, so where we chase, blow, white, blow?
Yep, pretty much. So we decided we've done a ton of cleaning, getting the parts ready to go after validating our bearing clearances for the main journals. So we realized we probably need to prep the rest of the block before we go ahead and install the crankshaft. So what we're first going to do is chase the threads for the new ARP head studs that I'm going to be running. So there are 26 of them if you know anything about these VG engines, 13 a side.
Wait, sorry. Try it again.
God damn it, my hands hurt.
Take two.
I just chased all 26 head bolt holes on this block. Obviously by hand.
Obviously.
Yeah, it took us a while because we wanted to make sure we had the absolute right thread pitch before we, you know, completely ruined the block. That's been my biggest goal. I've already completely ruined other things in this car. So
That is true.
yeah. So they're all nice and smooth now. So we're finally going to wipe all the, well, not wipe it off. We're going to blow all this off and then
Wipe it.
yeah,
And then
wipe
blow it again.
Yes, and then we'll work on the actual cylinders here because we, at least tonight, we want to get the crank installed. So that is the goal. So, all right, well, let's fire up the air compressor. I'm sure my neighbors are going to love this.
Yeah, they are going to love it.
Like a reset because of the bump, who knows.
Uh-huh.
All right, so it's all blown out. Yeah, it's looking really clean in here. Real nice. Very particulate free. Doing our best here at least. So it's getting pretty late, but I think we want to at least get the crankshaft in before we retire. So
Yeah, we'll try and finish it up tomorrow.
yeah. But so next thing's up, I'm just going to get these surfaces clean before I install the bearings again. And then we get to grease some stuff and put in the crank.
Yay.
So, finally, after literally all day.
Did all the tedious work though. Everything else
Yes.
should be pretty
It
well,
should be.
except for testing tolerances on the
Yeah, on the
rods.
That'll
Yeah.
be fun. You know, we still got to install piston rings, but that'll all be tomorrow.
piston rings are easy though.
Yeah, it will be. So, all right. Well, let me go get some cleaning supplies and we'll finish this up.
Cool.
Popping bearings in the dark. Give me the light. It's more. Cool. All right.
Those are bearings.
Those are bearings.
Hey.
Whatever gets the juices flowing.
Sweet.
Let's roll this time.
Oh, do we have touchdown?
I guess so.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Look at that. There's a crankshaft in there.
There is. And it's like seated and stuff.
Hell yeah.
All right. I'm going to go throw the main caps on the other ones and then put that in place.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Are you ready?
I think so. After all this time. Just need to hammer it in.
Your engine's really starting to look like an engine again.
It's getting there. It hasn't had a crankshaft in it in a long time.
You're gonna need the rubber mallet. Is it in? It looks like it's in. Oh, yeah, there it goes. Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Boom.
That is a crankshaft.
That is a crankshaft in. Oh, we need to torque it.
Torque it down. All right, let's see it. Look at that.
Feels great. I wanted to do some 360 spins, just make sure it wasn't binding anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you have literally everything resurfaced and reground.
Yeah,
So,
better fucking work.
brand new bearings. Yeah, feels
Cool.
awesome.
Cool. So crankshaft's in.
Yep, crank is in. I think that's about enough for tonight.
Yeah, probably call it tonight. We'll be back in the morning.
Yeah, but we'll pick up on the connecting rods next.